Stranger Things 3 is finally here, along with the Red Army, parasitic sludge monsters, and more 80s references than you can shake an ice cream scooper at. Of course, 80s nostalgia isn't all you'll find if you dig deeper. Here are just a few of the small details you might have missed in Stranger Things 3. One of the earliest pop culture references in Stranger Things 3 comes with Dustin's return to Hawkins from summer camp. Dustin tells everyone about his new girlfriend Susie, explaining that the only way to contact her is his newly constructed ham radio, which he nicknames Cerebro.
So, it's a ham radio.
The Cadillac of ham radios.
Anyone familiar with Marvel's X-Men will know where Dustin gets the name. In comics and movies and everything in between, Cerebro is the device Professor X uses to amplify his telepathic powers, to find other superpowered mutants. With her psychic abilities, Eleven is the character in Stranger Things most like Professor X. Ironically, she's one of the few of the series' kids who isn't there for Cerebro's unveiling. Dustin gets everyone to agree to hike with him to Hawkins' tallest hill so they can set up Cerebro and contact Susie. But Eleven and Mike bail before they finish the climb, presumably to find a good spot to make out. Dustin Cerebro ends up being a pop culture reference standing on top of another pop culture reference. He doesn't use the name earlier when he leaves his friends there, but in the season finale, we learn Dustin has given a name to the hill where he keeps Cerebro, Weathertop. He says the name when Steve takes him and Erica to Cerebro, speaking it as if Steve should naturally know what he means. If your memory isn't that great or you're not a Tolkien fan, Weathertop is a ruin atop a hill in J.R.R. Tolkien's Fellowship of the Ring. Shortly after they meet one another, Aragorn and the hobbits camp there on their way to the elven land of Rivendell. It's where the heroes are briefly surrounded by the ring wraiths, and where Frodo is stabbed in the arm by the Witch King of Angmor and corrupted by the undead warrior's blade. As not only a self-proclaimed nerd but a Dungeons & Dragons player, Dustin is definitely familiar with the Lord of the Rings books, hence the name he gives the hill. And even if he wasn't big on fantasy novels, he could certainly be a fan of the 1978 animated Lord of the Rings film. In the beginning of Stranger Things 3's fourth episode, The Sauna Test, Max offers Eleven one of two comic books to read, and those specific issues seem to have been chosen for a few reasons. Most obviously, they're accurate for the time. Wonder Woman issue 326 was released in 1985, the year in which Stranger Things 3 was set, while Green Lantern issue 185 came out in 1984. Both comics end with the reveal of a villain reminiscent of the Mind Flayer. In Green Lantern issue 185, test pilot Richard Davis unwittingly flies a jet into a giant black column, and inside he finds Eclipso, a mystically parasitic supervillain known for controlling and corrupting hosts, just like the Mind Flayer. Likewise, Wonder Woman issue 326 ends with the emergence of an Aztec god, who's described as, among other things, the god of the nocturnal sky, the embodiment of change through conflict. Both concepts are powerfully present in Stranger Things 3, particularly the concept of change. Stranger Things has always worn its cinematic inspirations as badges of honor, and one particular moment in Season 3 proves that idea pretty clearly. When the Scoop Troop leaves the movie theater while trying to escape the Russians, we see a bunch of 1985 movies on the marquee, including The Stuff, Return to Oz, Daryl, Fletch, and Cocoon. What happens in The Stuff? Residents of a small town all eat a ton of an addictive food sludge called, well, The Stuff. Turns out that The Stuff is actually a parasitic goop that takes over people's brains and turns them into mindless zombies, before eventually eating them.
Just like the movie.
As for the other movies, Return to Oz includes a batch of bad guys called Wheelers, a name they share with Nancy and Mike Wheeler. Daryl is about a secret government science experiment to create a childlike super soldier for the military, just like Eleven's training. Fletch features a journalist who investigates a bigger story after his editor tells him not to, similar to Nancy's pursuit of the story she hears from Mrs. Driscoll. And Cocoon is about a bunch of aliens on Earth disguised as humans. Sound familiar? Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about Stranger Things are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.